One of the obvious features of adulthood is that it is accompanied by numerous financial challenges, irrespective of one's sex, race, ethnic, or religious affiliation. The reason is that there are financial requirements for meeting most human needs, even the basic ones. This is a universal human experience. This is the reason every adult has financial challenges, irrespective of the part of the world he or she resides. However, people's experiences in their finances are not the same. This is true even for people who live together in a defined geographical location anywhere on Earth. For instance, while it is the dream of every adult to enjoy financial independence, some people do not have a taste of financial freedom all through their adult life. Besides, while it is the desire of every adult who achieves financial independence to retain and enjoy the financial status for the rest of his or her life, this dream does not become a reality in the life of most adults. Most people who are financially free lose the financial status later, especially when they are unable to work for any reason. This is one of the most disappointing experiences of most adults in their finances. Financial profiles capture the journeys of people in their finances from birth to death. It is very instructive to note that the journeys of different people in their finances from birth to death are different. This is the reason there are different financial profiles for different sets of people. I opined the concept of financial profiles and published it in my book titled Roadmap to Financial Security: How to Become Rich and Remain Rich. The book is my first publication on money. It was published after Pathway to Success: Roadmap to Unlimited Sustainable Success. But before you continue watching this video, you should subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like watching educative and inspirational videos and you are visiting this channel for the first time. You should also turn on the notification bell so that you will be informed whenever a new video is published in this channel. I earlier remarked that financial profiles capture the journeys of people in their finances from birth to death. It is worthy of note that any discourse on financial profiles without a discourse on financial status is incomplete, if not unserious. The reason is not far-fetched. The journey in people's finances from their birth to their death is measured by different financial status at different times in their lives, because financial status is dynamic. Consequently, it is very imperative to commence the discourse on financial profiles with a discourse on financial status. But what is financial status? Financial status refers to the financial condition of an individual. It refers to the monetary situation of an individual. There is a correlation between the financial status of an individual and his condition of living, because the amount of money an individual has determines the quality of life he or she can afford. The financial status of an individual is determined by establishing a relationship between the person's income and the expenses. Rich people have more income than expenses, while poor people have more expenses than their incomes can fund. On the other hand, average people are neither rich nor poor because there is a balance between their incomes and their expenses. They are also referred to as the middle class. There are three basic financial status. They are financial dependence, financial independence, and financial security. Let me explain them briefly. 1. Financial dependence. This is the financial status of people who, for any reason, cannot rely on themselves for the provision of their financial needs. As a result, they depend on another person, other people, the government or charity organizations for their food, shelter, clothing, medication, and so on. As a law of nature, which is inescapable, every human being matriculates into the class of financial dependence at birth, irrespective of the family background. However, while different people graduate from the financial state at different times, some people remain in the condition all through their life. 2. Financial independence. This is the financial status of people who rely on themselves for the provision of their needs. People become financially independent when they have a means of earning a living. This usually occurs when they join the labor market, either as entrepreneurs or as employees. It is very instructive to note that no one can make money, either as an entrepreneur or as an employee, if he does not sell something. Before you can make money, you must be able to sell products or services or both. 3. Financial security. I want to make some observations before I discuss financial security. It is very likely that you know the meanings of financial dependence and financial independence before watching this video. But it is not likely that you know the meaning of financial security before watching this video because it is an uncommon phrase. Just as the phrase is uncommon in the minds of most people, unlike financial dependence and financial independence, financial security is also uncommon in the lives of most people. In other words, while there are many people who are financially dependent or financially free, people who are financially secure are very rare and very hard to find. In your opinion, what is the meaning of financial security? What meaning do you make out of the phrase? Financial security can be defined as lifetime financial independence. It is the financial status of people who achieve financial independence and will retain and enjoy it for the rest of their lives. It is the best and highest financial status. It is also the ideal financial destiny of every person. Most unfortunately, over 95% of humanity are unable to achieve this financial status. Financially secure retirees are probably the happiest set of people on earth because they are able to continue to enjoy financial freedom when they are unable to work, unlike most people who lose their financial freedom with ease during retirement. It is very instructive to note that most workers will retire without financial security. It is worthy of note that some financially intelligent people attain financial security in the early years of the second quadrant. This is the reason they usually retire between the latter part of the second quadrant and the earlier part of the third quadrant. Financial profiles. Having discussed financial status, we can now continue the discourse on financial profiles. I said earlier that financial profiles capture the journeys of people in their finances from birth to death. In relation to the life quadrants, financial profiles start from the first quadrant but end in the last quadrant. But in relation to financial status, financial profiles start from financial dependence but end in financial dependence or financial security. Your financial profile is usually determined by your financial intelligence. There are three basic financial profiles, and they are as follows. 1. Ideal financial profile. I said earlier that as a natural law, every human being matriculates into the class of financial dependence at birth. As a matter of fact, every underage child is financially dependent, irrespective of the family background. However, people graduate from financial dependence to financial independence when they have a means of earning a living and are able to provide themselves their basic financial needs. When people become financially independent, they are expected to remain so for the rest of their lives. Ideal financial profile is the journey from financial dependence to financial independence and then to financial security. This is the ideal financial experience for every human being because it is most desirable. When you become financially independent in the second quadrant, you are expected to graduate to financial security in the third quadrant, if not in the second quadrant. This should be your ultimate financial goal. This financial profile is exclusive for people who acquire financial education, develop their financial intelligence, and also apply their financial intelligence in their daily activities. Most unfortunately, less than 5% of workers achieve this most noble financial goal. 2. Common financial profile. I said earlier that every human being matriculates into financial dependence at birth. I also said that people graduate from financial dependence to financial independence when they have a means of earning a living and are able to provide themselves their basic financial needs. However, it is most unfortunate that most people who become financially independent when they join the labor markets lose their financial independence after some time and become financially dependent again. Common financial profile is the journey from financial dependence to financial independence and then back to financial dependence. Indeed, this is very painful and pathetic. It is very instructive to note that this usually happens during retirement for most workers. This is the reason most retirees are poor and broke. In a culture like mine, retirees and aged people who are poor and broke are usually financially dependent on their friends and relations, especially their children and members of their immediate families, because the government has no welfare package for them. It is also very imperative to note that many adults also lose their financial independence before their retirement for various reasons. For instance, while some people lose their financial independence before their retirement because they are laid off by their employers, some people lose their financial independence before their retirement because their businesses fail. There are also some workers who lose their financial independence before their retirement because of accidents that make them handicapped. This financial profile is very undesirable of anyone, though it is very common in the society. It is very instructive to note that the primary factor that is responsible for this ugly situation is that the only skill most people know for making money is work. If you earn only when you work, you will lose your financial freedom anytime you are unable to work. If you want to avoid common financial profile and enjoy ideal financial profile, you should make money work for you. This will enable you to continue to make money, even with convenience, when you cannot work for money. But money will never work for you until you acquire active investments. 3. Uncommon financial profile. It is a pity that some people do not have a taste of financial independence all through their adult life because they are unable to have a source of income. Uncommon financial profile is the journey from financial dependence to financial dependence to financial dependence. This is unarguably the most undesirable financial profile. This experience is not always caused by natural factors like illness, imbecility, insanity, and so on. Some people have this experience because they are not prepared for the challenges of life. There are people who cannot start a business of their own even when all efforts at securing gainful employment prove abortive. My dear friend, I have some questions for you. What is your present financial status? What financial profile do you like to experience? If you are financially independent now, are you adequately informed on the basic steps you should take in order to sustain your present financial freedom for the rest of your life? If you are not deliberate about sustaining your financial freedom for the rest of your life, you will not be able to enjoy the ideal financial profile because you will surely lose your financial freedom with time, like most people before you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, you should click the subscription link below if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel. You should also turn on the notification bell so that you will be informed whenever a new video is published in this YouTube channel. I hope to meet you again in the next video. Thanks for watching.